What is going on, everybody? Welcome to JDS Live. I'm your boy, Justin Soltados, and we are officially live every Monday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I apologize for the late notice. I just sent out an invite to everybody here the last few minutes, but if you are here, it is for a reason. I truly believe it. God has placed a word on my heart, and I guarantee you, if you stay put to the very end, it's going to make a big difference in your life. Good to see Mandy in the house. Good to see Demetria in the house. Good to see my mom here in the house. Good to see Cassandra here in the house. Good to see Bob here in the house. Everybody, as you continue to pour here on JDS Live, hit that share button if you wouldn't mind and invite a friend. We are obviously not at our studio, the original place that we shoot. I'm out of town right now. Got a lot of things going on. My energy is not going to be as high tonight, and there's a reason for it. I just want to be kind of level with you guys because sometimes I get on here and people are like going through like a lot of hard things in their life, and sometimes it can be almost kind of annoying when somebody's like revved up to the max. And I apologize if I've ever like kind of irked you with that. Sometimes I'll be full of energy for a reason to try to get your attention, but tonight's message is really going to help you out. And today we're talking about having secure feet. That's right. Being on solid rock, solid ground. A lot of us today are making decisions in life and we're heading in the wrong direction. And I don't know about you, but for me, there's been certain decisions throughout the years where I've made a decision. I haven't thought about it. I haven't prayed about it. And I've just kind of went into something. And then before you know it, I'm like, oh my God, Lord, like, why did this happen to me? And it's because I really didn't apply what we're talking about here tonight. So anyways, as always, you can drop a comment and I can pull your comment here on this live stream. I got all set up in, even though I'm out of town here. Let's see, Demetria says, I'm focused on driving. Don't worry about answering. But good to see everybody here in the house tonight. Like I said, we're talking about having solid, secure feet. With whatever direction that you're going in life. If you are getting ready to make a step in a certain direction, you need to listen to this message. And if you're praying about certain things, about like maybe a relationship or maybe a job or maybe whatever it is, fill in the blank, this is going to be a perfect message for you. So there's a verse that I want to start off with first. It's in Proverbs 16:9. I apologize if I look white like Casper. The lighting is all jacked up in here. I had to do everything and to kind of get the lighting right. But it's just, I'm glad that we actually are live. Proverbs 16:9 says, the heart of a man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. So sometimes we plan our ways and, we think it should be this way because we know best. But the Bible says that the Lord establishes our steps. And I don't know about you, but I would much rather have him in charge of my life than me in charge of my life, because there's been, like I said, certain decisions that I've made and I've regretted and I've hurt and I've been in pain and suffering and tears. And it's all because I didn't do exactly what we're talking about tonight. If you've ever been there before where you made a decision, please let me know in the comments below. Please let me know I'm not the only one that has made a bad decision. But the next verse in Proverbs chapter 4, verse 25 and 27. This is one that everybody needs to pay attention to. And I apologize I didn't get all my slides together. I did make one fancy slide here in a second that we'll look at. But this verse is a game changer. This verse right here can save you a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, a lot of frustration, a lot of suffering. In Proverbs 4, 25 and 27, it says, let your eyes look straight ahead. Okay, I'm going to stop right there because a lot of us today, we're looking behind, we're looking in the past, we're looking from the left, we're looking to the right, and we're not focusing in on where we are at in the present and looking ahead, okay? The next part says, fix your gaze directly before you. Once again, it gives you a command, straight ahead, gaze ahead of you, not behind you. Give careful thought to your path for your feet and be steadfast in all your ways. So basically, we need to be careful and steadfast with every move that we're making. A lot of us today, we just make a poor decision and then we blame God. God, why did you do this to me? I don't understand why this happened. But we really didn't even consult him first. We didn't pray about things. We didn't really trust him or we didn't trust enough to wait to get an answer. We just kind of made a decision. Over the weekend, there was something that I was praying about and believing about. And it was kind of funny. I was talking to my mom. I'm not going to tell you specifically what happened, but she spoke a word of encouragement into my life. And it was a powerful word. Like, it was a word that I really needed, like one of those on-time words. And it was a word about focusing forward. And she said something was going to happen. And believe it or not, this is the second time my mom has done this. And what happened is it happened. I just actually, I can't tell you specifics, but something that she spoke literally right before I got on the live, it is completely done. So words matter. And let's see, my mom actually just commented. She says, we always don't make the right decision, but we learn from them. That is very, very true. Mandy says, yes, I've definitely made a bad decision before. We all have. So we just got to sometimes get over these kind of things, because a lot of people make a bad decision and then they dwell in it and they have a pity party forever, or they stay stuck in it. God does not want us to be going through a living hell, okay? We are supposed to bring heaven down to earth, but we're not going to talk about that tonight. Let's continue with verse 26. It says, give careful thought to the paths for your feet and be steadfast in all your ways. I know I already read that. Do not turn to the right or to the left, and keep your foot from evil, okay? So the Bible's real clear. If you want to make, steps that are going to count, you need to focus in on going forward, not backwards, not to the left, not to the right, but straight in front of you. If something is not in front of you, it's not a part of what God desires for you to do right now. He wants you to have those secure steps, those secure feet. So right now, if you're trying to make a decision in your life, we need to focus in on having solid decisions, okay? Solid steps, solid feet, being secure. Of course, I believe in taking steps of faith, but at the end of the day, we just can't make a step and be like, okay, I made a step of faith, and it'd be 100% contrary to what God wants for your life, because you didn't pray for it in the first place. So now I'm going to go over to my slide, and I would really encourage everybody here to screenshot this, because these are verses that you can study. The reason why I make the slides is so you can kind of screenshot, take a picture with your other camera, screenshot on your computer. But this will truly help you out. It's 3 keys. If right now you're going through a hard time, or you're praying about something, you're thinking about making a move, or there's a big decision ahead of you, this is what you need to remember. And once again, before we get into that, it's all about making steps going forward, straight ahead, not behind us, or not from left to right. So here we go. Actually, I'm going to pull up this comment that I saw that just came in. Cassandra said, it must align with his will. Very true. How do you know his will? Because you're actually inside the word. You're reading it. You're connecting with him. Right before I got on here, sorry to go off on track again, but I felt like I was kind of rushing to get on here. And it was kind of funny. I connected with the Lord. I turned on worship. I asked somebody to pray for me. And it was almost like the Lord slowed time down. Nowadays, everything's just going so fast, so quick. And he slowed everything down, gave me time to breathe, gave me a time to, spend some time in worship, get my body relaxed and ready to give this message. Because I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm prepared, this and the other. But when you focus in on him and you're doing things that align with his will, he will definitely help out. So I'm going to get better with these slides. I was talking to somebody over the weekend. It was actually Cassandra. I said, listen, I'm going to start making some big effort into making more things like this so we can continue, because sometimes people are visual. And this right here, I put some feet, I put a Bible, I put secure feet, because we need to make sure we're making secure steps. And the very first thing that you need to do as you're looking forward, as God's establishing your steps, and we'll add what Cassandra said, the things that align with his will, is you need to watch for certain things, okay? You go throughout this life, you make some bad decisions, some poor decisions, so you don't continue to keep on making them. And inside the word in Proverbs 4:26, it says, watch the path of your feet, and all your ways will be established. So if you watch what's going on in front of you and you're not looking behind, you're not looking to the left, you're not looking to the right, and you're keeping from evil and you're staying obedient and you're fearing the Lord and you're looking straight ahead, it says your feet, your path will be established. Means it's going to happen. It's going to work. It's not going to be like sinking sand. It's going to be like solid rock. Watch, by definition, means look at or observe attentively over a period of time, exercise care, caution, or restraint about. So I want to ask you a question right now. Are you truly giving thought to your steps? Are you being diligent? Are you watching the moves you're making? Or are you just kind of jumping into things and making poor decisions because you're just in a rush? You're anxious. You're not trusting God. You're not even seeking Him. You don't know His will because you don't know His word. What are you doing right now? Chances are, if you're in a hard spot right now, it could just be a season, but it might be because you didn't take that secure step that He desires for you. Chances are you may not have watched what was ahead or the left or right, and you really weren't looking, and that's why your steps are not established. So point number one, somebody write this down in the comments below. We need to really watch because a lot of us are not watching what we're doing, and we're making a lot of extra problems that we don't need in our lives because of it. Point number two, and please don't try to skip ahead and kind of get out. There's a lot of words that the Lord might want you to hear directly tonight in this message. But point number two is we need to make, okay? In Hebrews 12 through 13 says, therefore strengthen your feeble arms and weak knees and make straight paths for your feet, so that the limb which is lame may not be put out of joint, but rather may be healed. So we need to learn, I believe, when we're watching for the decisions we're making, we're also making sure that we're taking care of our bodies and making sure that we are going straight. We are making firm decisions. And in that making, we're also taking care of the temple. We're strengthening ourselves. There's nothing worse in the entire world if you're trying to make a big move in your life and you're physically weak, you will eventually fall apart. So my encouragement to you, it sounds kind of crazy. I'm not trying to get off on the fitness thing tonight, but you should really work on strengthening your temple consistently. So when you make this move, you have the physical capabilities to do what you need to do. Your knees are strong, your arms are strong, your back is strong, your legs are strong. You're making the move, focusing on Him. And it says, make straight paths. So you're getting things out of the way that don't need to be there, because there's certain things that are in your way that are causing you to go left, causing you to go to right. So you're kind of essentially moving boxes and problems and all these detours out of the way, and you're clearing them out, and you're making straight paths for your feet. You're strengthening your body, and you're also making correct decisions going forward. So point number one is you're going to watch out for certain things. Make sure you're making a good decision. You're being diligent with what you're doing so the Lord can establish your steps. And then point number two is you're making firm decisions. You're getting things out of the way that are trying to stop you from you making a good move for your life. Let's see. Demetrius says we really need to watch. That's right. We need to make straight paths. Exactly. And I really encourage you to study that verse. But the word make by definition means to form, okay? Form something by putting parts together, okay? Or combining substances, construct, create, exercise care, caution, or restraint about. God is our maker. He is our creator. He makes things. And we need to make sure when we're making moves for our life, we're not causing our situation to get even harder. We're making straight ways, and we're getting things out of the way that are causing us to stumble, causing us to pause, causing all these distractions, causing us to not be our best, causing energy to be leaving our body. We need to make sure that we are looking straight ahead, making that firm move, which brings me to the very last point when it comes to having secure feet, which is we need to stay. Okay. The word stay is really important. And what I mean by stay is to remain in the same place connected to God. Sometimes we make a decision and we're not remaining in him. We're not staying connected to him. So we make this decision with not being connected to the Lord, and then we're like crying and complaining. I don't understand why it didn't work out. Like, you most likely, if you didn't stay connected to him, you're not prepared for the opportunity or the position or the relationship or whatever it is, because you didn't stay connected to him. So you might have watched the wrong things and made the wrong move. And you might have made instead of making a straight path, you made a big pile of crap for your life, unfortunately, because you didn't stay connected to him. It's very important to stay connected to him inside the word, in worship, in prayer, in fellowship, in every which way. We need to stay connected. Inside 2 Samuel 22:37 says, you enlarge my steps under me and make my feet have not slipped. I love that verse. It says, you have enlarged my steps under me and make my feet have not slipped. So when you stay connected to God, okay, you watch to make sure you're making the right move. You make the right opportunity. You're taking care of the temple. You're getting things out of the way. You're making sure you're going straight. And then you stay connected to him. When you make these steps, it's amazing. It says, you enlarge my steps under me, which means when you make steps with God, it's big moves. It's big steps. And my feet will not slip. If you don't stay connected to him, you might be slipping like on a slip and slide and find yourself like a slip and slide falling on your face. And when you fall, it's going to hurt and you're going to cry and you're going to complain and you're going to wish to God you never made that decision, because you didn't stay connected to him. So back to the next verse. It says in Psalm 62:2, he's solid rock under my feet, breathing room for my soul, an impregnable castle I'm set for life. I love this verse because it basically says when we're connected to him, when we stay with him, he's going to make sure we're on solid rock and not sinking sand. I've made decisions in my life, honestly, to where like I just felt like I was sinking. I was going down because I wasn't stayed connected to him. A lot of us connect to social media. A lot of us connect to our friends. A lot of us connect to TV. A lot of us connect to the news. A lot of us connect to Google, but we're not staying connected to him. And then all of a sudden we try to make a decision and then we're just sinking. But if you stay connected to him, when you make a move, you're going to be on solid rock. And what's going to happen is sometimes, even though you know the decision, or like when you've prayed about something and God gives you an answer and then you're getting ready to go in that direction, the enemy's going to come in. He's going to cause you to doubt things. Well, I got better for you, or this isn't right for you. Like even with what my mom spoke into my life, I started questioning it the last couple of days. I was like, well, maybe like there's something better in this and the other, but everything started to work. There was solid rock. And I was watching before for months and months and months for this particular time to happen. And then I started making things. I was taking care of my body, making a pathway to go straight. And then I stayed connected to him. But even then, the enemy was trying to come in and get me to doubt and then get me to sink and go in the wrong direction. So just be aware of that whenever you're even staying connected to him, that you might get a detour in your mind to throw you off track, which brings me to the very last verse of tonight's message. I'm not going to make this one long. We'll be out of here just in a few minutes. But the next verse is in Psalms 42, chapter 40, verse 2. It says, he lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and out of the mire. He set my feet on rock and gave me a firm place to stand. When you stay connected to him, even if you've been on that slip and slide and you fell, he's going to pick you up out of the pit, out of that pluff mud, and get you going in the right direction. And he's going to give you that grace and that mercy, like the word says. But we need to make sure when we're making decisions that we're watching, okay? Make sure we're watching out to not make the wrong move once again. And we're also making sure that we're making a straight path. We're not creating obstacles and more problems and more stresses. I got to be honest. In my own situation, I put too much on my back lately. I haven't been trusting God the way that I should have in different directions. I've been trying to, but I've also been trying to make things happen myself. When I just kind of didn't give up, but I got to a point where I'm like, Lord, okay, I need your help in this situation. I kid you not. There's two big things I've been praying about. And once again, answer prayer, answer prayer. I will tell you more about the testimonies at the right time. But God is showing up in my life. And I always tell you guys, sometimes people see me on the gram. Oh, your life's easy. You got this going on. You're at the beach every day. Blah, 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 blah. I got challenges too in different ways that you may not have, and vice versa. But what I do is I always focus in on the Lord and his word for the solution. So if you want to get lifted out of that pit and you want to get back on track, just trust in him, connect with him, stay faithful to him. And I really believe with all of my heart, he can turn your horrible situation, your crappy situation into a miracle, that mess into a miracle. It's a blessing because I show up and I make these, do these messages because the Lord impresses this on my heart. And there's so many people that I don't even know around the globe that watch like the replays and stuff. And then they'll connect with me and they'll send me a message. Oh man, I needed this word. I need this word. God works in mysterious ways. So we don't always have to make a move when we feel like it. We need to make a move when we know that we should, based off his will and what his perfect will is. If you are going through a living hell, okay, and you are hurting and you are in pain and you are suffering for whatever the situation is, that is not a part of God's will. The Bible is very clear on that. So I just want to remind you guys tonight, when it comes down to making a firm move, watch your path. Make sure you're looking straight ahead. Remember, you can make your plans, but the Lord establishes your steps. So you always want to stay connected to him. So 3 points: you're going to make it, or you're going to watch it, you're going to make it, and you're going to stay it. I know that doesn't proper English, but you know exactly what I'm talking about because you just listened to the message. So big shout out to my mom, for speaking that word into my life. By the way, Mom, what you spoke, I won't tell you, I haven't told you yet. It happened, okay? And it happened about an hour before completely now. So we're good. And God is good. God is faithful. And I'm extremely excited to see where he is getting ready to take me. And here's a word for somebody out there right now. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know where you're at, what season, good season, bad season. But these 3 keys work in every which way. And sometimes when we just stay connected to him, we get that rest, we get that peace, we get that just everything just kind of like all the problems melt away. And that's exactly what happened even before this live. I'm kind of rushing. Oh my goodness, I'm not prepared. This and the other. Turn on worship. I do it every single time before I go live, but there was something different about today. I kid you not. The minutes were going so slow. I was almost like ready. I was antsy for the live to start. I thought I was running out of time, and he calmed everything down. He settled the sea. And then all of a sudden that solid rock was there. So this message right here might be for you. So take a second tonight, screenshot these 3 things, and just remember, you're going to watch the steps you're making. You're going to make sure you're taking care of this, and you're making a straight way, not a crooked way. If you take a crooked way and you go left to right and you follow evil, you can't blame God. You can only blame yourself. And the fastest way to anything is a straight line. So the Lord's telling us to take that straight line way. And lastly, you're going to stay connected to him. Say these things over and over and over so they drill your heart, drill your subconscious. And then all of a sudden, when you get in a position next time and you feel like you have to, make a move, you know what to do. It's a secure move. So good to see everybody here in the house on JDS Live. We will see you on Thursday at the same spot. Okay, I'll be here on Thursday at 8 or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be ready, probably a little bit more energy. Like I said, I'm trying to be a little courteous because sometimes, like I said, I come on here, welcome to JDS Live. My name is Justin Smith, and they're like, man, chill out, dude. Like, I'm just chilling right now. I just got off work. I don't need to hear you all revved up and stuff like that. So anyways, that's just who your boy Jay is though sometimes. So I love you guys. If you guys wouldn't mind, give this video a big thumbs up. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs down. If you didn't like it, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Share this with somebody that may need to hear it. And then if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing today and hit that bell button so you know when we are live every Monday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So God bless you guys. Have an awesome rest of your week. And know your boy Jay is always praying for you. Thank you so much, Cassandra. I love Cassandra. Big help in my life. Big shout out to my girl. Big shout out to Coach Gory. Big shout out to my mom. Big shout out to my sister. Big shout out to my supporting cast of people. I love each and every one of you guys. You guys would do anything for me, and I would do anything for you. So I love all you guys too here. Good to see Bob. Good to see everybody here. God bless you guys. We'll see you on Thursday at 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, drilling it home so you don't forget ever. Have a good night. God bless.